I just want to share an opinion with you out there that I think this is the hardest, most difficult, most challenging market I've experienced in my 20 some years of buying real estate. I have the one and only Omar from Southern California, who's all things entrepreneur and been in the game 20 years as well. So 40 years of experience. And I don't know what his thoughts are, but Omar, I think this is the most challenging market ever for first time home buyers. I mean,
You know,
your sister, your uncle, somebody comes to you and says, I want to buy a home. What do we tell them? What do we say?
man, there's so much happening, especially if you're barely getting into this game, and if you want to, have that luxury of home ownership or that dream of home ownership with crazy interest rates, with the payments just being way more. Like honestly, it's more money than renting.
Yeah.
Right now, it's way more money than renting. Plus, you put your money out there, and it's like you're 3.5% down FHA, which that's all we're going to talk about right now
Yeah.
is just a 3.5% down. And ideally, if you find a house for 300,000 bucks, cool. It's still decent, but your payment on this thing, and remember, your 3.5% of the 300K, what does that come out to? That's $10,500 and
Something like
some
that.
change. And plus your closing costs to buy it, it's another 8 to 10. So now you're 20 grand, right? $20,000 before you even have a payment. Okay. You're not furnishing it, you're not doing anything. So if you have a $20,000 savings, you just spent it on home ownership. And your payment is going to be about $400 to $500 more than rent. And the reason I'm saying is because now the rental market's obviously increasing with inventory, so that means it's decreasing in the amount that people pay. But what's crazy, the interest rate's not moving. So if you're buying a house right now, it's super challenging. Not to mention that everybody wants to buy a house too, so you're getting outbid. And to be honest,
Yeah.
you're
It's
and I've been through this whole first time home buy. I was a first time home buyer agent for a long time, and I kind of am glad I'm not now, to
yeah.
be completely honest, because I don't want to deliver false expectations, which a lot of agents are doing and saying this to their clients because you know how many people cancel in escrow after they find out what their payment's going to be?
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
know this. I'm on the listing side, and we've had
Yeah.
like 5 cancellations because the buyer got sticker shock, and they're like, "What the heck is happening? Like, we don't want to buy a house now. We're gonna wait till the market goes down. We're gonna go rent. We're gonna save
Yeah.
our money."
Yeah. I mean, you think about being a first time home buyer, high prices, high
Oof.
rates, no inventory. And I think it's the no inventory that's just scrambling people's minds, right? The no inventory means you have nothing to pick from. And I
Nope.
don't see that changing,
Mm.
right? The only hope we have is a wave of inventory from people that must sell. And let's be clear, the housing market is broken. There's very few people that must sell. They have low interest rates. Their interest rates are so low they can become landlords and cash flow. It's just the housing market is broken. So I
Okay,
just want to admit it's terrible.
let me interject too, though, Michael. This is the other part. All these buyers are buying more that they can afford.
Yeah, don't do that.
And if they're buying more that they can afford, because
You don't
that
want to become
payment,
a forced seller. Yeah, it's bad.
no, and this is the thing, because they see the payment, they're like, oh, okay, well, this payment's this, but damn, this house sucks. Let me push the emotional button higher
Yeah.
so
Bang,
I
bang,
can
bang, bang,
get
bang.
that
Yeah.
that exactly, so I can get that nicer house. Who cares about the payment, right? But this is the part that they're not understanding. You drained your savings for the down payment. Now
Yeah.
you're going to drain your income. God forbid something happens to your job,
Right.
or if you have two jobs supporting the one household, and
Right.
then one job diminishes. Not to mention the lady gets pregnant, she can't work anymore. You have no more money. Next thing you know, there's fighting, and next thing you know, they're calling me to sell their house because they're separated.
Yeah. It's
And this shit is real.
oh yeah. Yeah,
It's
it's tough. It's just hard. But I always want to
and then
acknowledge
the
our
gift money. Sorry.
yeah, gift. Go ahead, talk about it. Gift money.
Yeah, no, and then they give money. Oh, my Theo, my Thea, they're going to give me some money about this and about that because they're going to help us buy this place. But guess what? That money's not sourced. And if it's
Yeah.
not sourced, they can't use it. And then
Source
underwriting
season.
guidelines are just retarded. I don't care who you are. I mean, you could be a lender. And yes, there are great lenders that will qualify you with A paper, not C, very, very minimal Bs. If you get the drift, like if your credit's not spot on,
Yeah.
like it's going to be very challenging, and it's been challenging. So I don't know.
It's tough.
Like
It's tough.
yeah.
I want to kind
I
of
don't know
flip
what
it
they're going
over
to do.
because there is a silver lining. And I'm not here to tell you it's easy. Again, I've already told you it's the hardest market I've seen in 20 plus years. But I think there are a couple places, if I was a first time home buyer, I would look.
Right.
One, I would go to builders. So if people were on my channel, they know that Olivia and I just bought a owner occupied home in Vegas. And we tried to do the existing home sales. They were stupid. We weren't matching their wants in my purchase price. But I found a builder who gave me 11% discount off price, bought my rate down to sub 5%, and gave me 10 grand in closing costs. So if I was shopping for a home today, I would not do a deal at 8% interest rate, but I got sub 5. And if you are in the market, you still have that opportunity. The market is going to slow down in the second half. So if I was a first time home buyer, I would go to builders and see if we can go sub 5, because that changes the game. That's 3% lower than existing rates are. So that'd be something I would at least try. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you can go to a home builder, which they have spread, they deal with volume. Okay, so they're able to come down and they're able to give you all these incentives, but you have to negotiate with them. You have to negotiate. And as much as I don't want to line the home builders' pockets by telling everyone to go buy a new home, at the end of the day, it's your family and you need to do what's right for your family. So if you're going to get a sub 5 interest rate, maybe Michael's ability to negotiate that isn't going to happen to you. But if you got 5.5,
try
5.8, you can try, because a normal home interest rate is 7.5. So we're going to hit 8% in the next 2 months with the next increase. And then what's that going to do? So yes, go out and try to figure out the best scenario for you and your payment, not what everybody else thinks. It's what your payment needs to be comfortable with every single month. Because guess what? The people that you're trying to impress, they're not making your payment for you.
Amen. Another thing if we're talking to real estate agents, again, people that know my story, I use Brian Lebo out in Vegas. He showed us around, I don't know, 50 homes, whatever it was. And we bought a new home. So did Brian Lebo get screwed? Of course not. I registered him as the agent that brought us there, and he made his commission on the other side. So if you're a real estate agent out there and you're struggling, you're sucking wind, get off your ass and go meet some home builders, build a Rolodex, a portfolio, do YouTube videos, something, and let's get your home buyers to buy new homes so you get paid. A lot of you are going to end up working at Starbucks if you're not careful. So that's something agents should do.
And you know what? It's we represented a lot of buyers that we took to new home builders, because you know how simple that was to make that commission check?
Yeah. Register your name and you're out.
Easy.
Done.
That's it.
Done.
It takes you literally 5 minutes to go show. Well, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Maybe 10 or 15, but then they take over from there.
That's it. And then you get a check when they close. And you don't have to deal with the lender. You don't have to deal with anything. So
yeah, it's on them.
They handle it. Yeah.
So the other thing I would do is I would copy Meet Kevin and Lauren. How they entered the Southern California real estate market back in the day was they got a 203K loan. What I'm seeing in most markets across the country, it's the homes below the median that are move-in condition, bidding wars, one day escalation clauses. But there are homes that are tired. They're out of date. They need some love. Go get approved for a 203K loan and put in some sweat equity. And, that's a way that you could turn an ugly duckling into a swan. That's something else I think people should do.
That 203K loan gets you in and out, and it gets your money to fix the house is
Yeah.
literally that 203K loan. So
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
really cost you much out of pocket initially, but that's it. You get it back.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing I would tell people to do is I'm seeing more and more people go the house hack route. They're buying a home with a casita, a mother-in-law unit, a duplex, triplex, quad. It doesn't make sense, but hey, if somebody's going to pay half your mortgage or more, maybe it's time to really look at house hacking. More and more people should do that.
Yeah, house hacking for sure, because it'll offset your mortgage, and that's what you want. You want to be able to have more spendable income, or more income that you can save for the rainy day, so you're not just paying your full
Yeah.
paycheck to live. I know how
Yeah.
that
And then,
works too.
yeah. And then at the end of the day, I don't know where rates are going, right? Could they go to 8%? Sure. Could they go to 8.5%? Sure. Some people are calling 9. Will they
Nine?
eventually? Yeah, some people are calling 9. Yeah. There's one guy calling 9.
Holy.
Woo. That's crazy, right? But at the end of the day, I feel good about saying I think rates will be in the 6s sometime in the future. I'm not saying when, but if you can make the numbers work and be comfortable, don't pay list price, go buy an ugly ducking, get a home builder to give you sub 5. There are ways around this. What I don't want people to do is give up. I hate giving up. Just think different. Go swim where there's nobody else. Everybody is swimming around move-in condition, pretty homes. That's tough today. So don't give up, but also don't over leverage. It's okay to rent. If it costs you an extra $800 to live somewhere, it's okay to rent for a little while and keep stacking your cash.
Yep, that's it. Stack that cash, rent a little bit if you need to. And honestly, Michael, sometimes I wonder, like,
Yeah.
if I sold it all and rented and not have property taxes, not have maintenance, not have this, not have that, and hook up a landlord for a year or 2 years in advance for stupid numbers, you're paying way less than you would for mortgage, because your first 2 or 3 years of
Yeah.
your mortgage payment is only interest anyways.
Yeah. Omar, where
Yeah,
can
it's
people find
crazy.
you? Yeah, if they wanted to
Guys,
buy or sell to be
follow
part of your team.
Yeah, guys, follow me on IG at Invest with Omar, or go to my website, omaraparo.com, which has a bunch of cool stuff if you want to be part of our real estate team. And now that I am EXP, you can be part of our group in any state that you are licensed. So hopefully
Awesome.
we'll see you guys soon on the team.
There you go.